Hello traders, this is turning out to be a fascinating week, and I've got the Dow on the daily chart here, and we sold off on the back of this reversal bar, but we slammed right into the 50 EMA, and today we have just reversed. So we are heading to GDP figures on Friday for the US. This 21 EMA here is a potential buy. We've got an hour and 20 minutes before we close, so we need to check your charts where we close before you put out a bid in this. But I'm going to bid for that 21 EMA tomorrow to see if we can get up to potentially 17.4, 17.5. Okay, this is a nice slow grind up here through August. All back in September, bounced up. So if we can just reach up, then we'll get potentially another wave out of it. Because this level here was crucial. So closing above that level there is a good place to get in. Right. So that's the Dow. So the appetite for risk is on, which is one of the reasons why the gold is still not doing it. I'm just keeping an eye out for gold and not doing anything with that at the moment. While on the subject of commodities, let's look at the oil. I bought this at, I think it was 191.25, and it's hit my target today, so I'm out into the pit close for a nice 180 points. Yeah, I think this is a buy. The fact we've closed out a bit in the pit session above this box I've got marked here. I had this box marked for a while. I think yesterday's high is a buy. Yesterday's high would put that at 92.10. So if you want to bid for 92, if you're interested in oil, because it was a buy signal yesterday, new low, close above next day. So that was a nice buy. If you look at this in the smaller time frames, you can see how I've got this marked out. You can see I had this 91.15 marked out because we got so many touches of that. This was effectively a 60-minute hammer, which, although it's some way back, did play a part in today's price action, because once we closed above it, we just dipped back into the box and then ran the last 2 hours before the pit close. So that was an interesting trade. Right, Forex. I closed my US dollar CAD out for a decent profit. When I saw some weakness in the dollar coming in, I just took it off at that 110. Let's see where we are on Friday, but if this comes back and retests this hammer here, just at 109.90, I would buy and then hold that into next week to see if we can push up. And I'm thinking this reversal bar here is not something to sell off. I think we'll just create a bit of a down drop and then potentially wind its way up. It just needs a bit of a breather. And the US dollar yen is still pushing higher. It's very extended, so it's tough buying that high. I prefer the pound yen. We are at this 127 extension, so you're vulnerable. If you buy up here, you are vulnerable. But the dips are getting bought. There's a hammer-like bar yesterday, which was narrowly closed underneath. But again, if you look at the smaller time frames, we are at this bar here. So this is a typical consolidation pattern where you run up, very aggressive run up, you pull back to 50 EMA, move sideways, you dip, The dip is often a sign the consolidation is over, particularly if it gets bought. Got a little bit high, pulled back to support, and now I'm just looking to see if this can climb back up. I think this will go back up to that high. But if you are a swing trader, like I said, that is risky unless you're prepared to just hold out for a dip and get the stops. If you hold out for 177, not sure you'll get filled. If you don't get filled, that's fine. But have your stop under 176.50 to see if a cheeky bid can get picked up and then dragged back into 180. Otherwise, let's see if there's something else. Pound US. Now this could be a bear flag because if we drop, I don't think we've got any data tomorrow. Let me just check what data there is. Yeah, tomorrow we've got a lot of Euro data. We've got some UK data at 11, and then durable goods tomorrow. That's going to be interesting. Looking for minus 0.7 to a reversal to plus 0.7. And we've got Mr. Carney speaking at 1:40 UK time. Okay, so that's interesting. So if Mr. Carney is dovish, in other words, plays down potential for rate rises in the early part of next year, this could drop out of 163 and come back down to 160. So we're right in an apex there. That I fancy the short side because we're under the 50 MA. We've engulfed yesterday's bar. It looks to me as if that pound is getting ready to drop out. So you might want to rethink what I just said about the pound yen, having seen that. The US dollar, Euro US was a great short today. Poked up into 128.90, which I sold into, and there we are, rewarded next day. Euro yen, a week, but if we come down and test 138.70, that may just hold. Look at the Aussies, the US, just clinging on. Divergent RSI, a bit of a stopping bar. But I think that it's still very much in the downtrend, break the lows, and that's going to come tumbling to 87. CAD Swissy. That's a nice chart. That's had a good move. This is a line in the sand. This is a very, very interesting chart. That's a line in the sand for the CAD Swissy, 85.30. We're just closed above it. So if you buy 85, we may start to see 87 on that one. That looks as if that could potentially thrust further to the upside. So I like CAD Swissy a lot. Let's look at pound Aussie dollar. That's a sell signal. New high, close above next day. That's a sell signal. But I would be interested on a pullback on that one. So it is high RSI. Still think there's plenty of legs in that one, so I'm going to wait for a pullback. 183. I'm going to wait until Mr. Carney spoke tomorrow and see where that one is, but 183 looks like a good option on that one. Just have a look at the DAX daily. So I'm switching around between Forex and indices, but that's a nice buy. 96.40. That looks as if that's got the potential to push higher. So we're in apex on this one. Yeah, that's coming off the 50 EMA, closing above the 21. That's a strong chart. We've engulfed the 50 and the 50 and the 21 EMA on that. That is very strong. Okay, so that's all I've got for you, and I will do a separate stock video for people who subscribe to stocks. And I look forward. I've got an event tomorrow. I'll post you details on the email, so please join me on that, because it will be a mixture of beginners and intermediates on that. So join me at 7 PM UK time, 2 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow, the 25th of September, and see you then. Thanks. Bye.